The WWE Universe is boiling over. Not from joy, not from nostalgia, but from rage. Because the night we just witnessed wasn't about a hero coming home, it was about vengeance. It was about scars that never healed, knives that were never pulled out of the back, and betrayals that cut deeper than steel chairs. Liv Morgan is back. But this isn't the Liv we knew. This isn't the underdog, smiling fan favorite who fought against the odds. No. What walked out on Raw this week was something darker. Something twisted. Something born from pain, rage, and months of betrayal. And Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez? They were the first to feel her wrath. The crowd's reaction was insane. First shock, then confusion, then an eruption of mixed boos and cheers that shook the building. Because everyone knew deep down that Liv's story was never truly finished. She didn't just vanish from WWE because of injury. She was pushed out, cast aside, abandoned by the very women she once trusted. And now, Liv Morgan has returned to make them pay. The night it all went down, the main event of Raw was supposed to be a celebration. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez had been hyping themselves up all night, gloating about how they had moved on from Liv, about how they were the future of WWE's women's division. Raquel bragged about her power. Roxanne bragged about her youth. Together, they looked untouchable. But the second the lights dimmed, the second that familiar theme blasted through the arena, all that confidence evaporated. Liv Morgan walked out not skipping, not smiling, but storming, eyes blazing with pure rage. The crowd exploded. Some were screaming in joy, others in disbelief. But the energy shifted instantly. You could feel it. Something was about to go down. Roxanne and Raquel stood frozen. They tried to play it off, smirking, laughing, pointing at Liv like she was just another challenger. But the second she slid into that ring, everything changed. Liv didn't hesitate. She didn't speak. She didn't even grab a microphone. She went straight for Roxanne Perez and speared her into the corner like a rabid animal. The crowd lost it. Raquel tried to pull Liv off, but Liv turned on her too, clawing, striking, screaming like years of rage were pouring out in one violent explosion. Security stormed the ring, referees tried to pull her away, but Liv kept coming back, throwing fists, breaking through the chaos, until Roxanne and Raquel were left sprawled out, humiliated, broken, and exposed. Liv Morgan didn't just return. She made a statement. The anger of betrayal, and here's why this hits so hard. Fans remember what happened. They remember how Roxanne and Raquel turned their backs on Liv. They remember how Liv was left alone, abandoned, and mocked when she needed her so-called friends the most. This wasn't just a storyline betrayal. This was a character assassination. WWE positioned Liv as the weak link, the expendable one, the outsider who never truly belonged. Roxanne and Raquel didn't just betray her in kayfabe, they humiliated her in the eyes of the fans. And for months, fans were angry. Social media exploded with posts demanding Liv's return, demanding justice. People tweeted, "Where is Liv Morgan? Why did WWE bury her? Why did Roxanne and Raquel get rewarded while Liv disappeared?" Well, now the answers are here. Liv Morgan didn't forget. She didn't forgive. She came back with vengeance in her veins, and Roxanne and Raquel paid the price. The fan reaction, but here's the kicker, the WWE Universe is split. Half the fans are screaming in joy, finally seeing Liv back, finally seeing her get revenge. The other half? They're furious. They're calling her bitter, toxic, unhinged. They're saying this isn't the Liv they supported. Twitter is chaos. Hashtag Liv Morgan returns is trending, but so is hashtag RIP Roxanne. Fans are fighting in the comments. Some are saying this is the rebirth of Liv Morgan as the anti-hero WWE desperately needs. Others are saying this is WWE destroying her character by making her unstable. And that's the brilliance and the danger of this return. Because controversy sells. And right now, Liv Morgan is the most controversial woman in WWE. Backstage whispers, but let's peel back the curtain. Because backstage, this isn't just another storyline. According to insiders, this return has been planned for months. Liv has been cleared for weeks, but WWE held her back, waiting for the perfect moment. And what better moment than to attack the very women who benefited from her absence? But here's where it gets interesting. Some sources claim Roxanne Perez wasn't thrilled about this angle. She's been positioned as the future golden girl of WWE, the next big thing, and she didn't want to be sacrificed to Liv Morgan's return. But Triple H insisted. He wanted shock value. He wanted controversy. And that's exactly what he got. Raquel, on the other hand, reportedly embraced it. She's been stuck in creative limbo, and a feud with Liv might finally give her something meaningful to work with. But let's be real, this isn't about Raquel. This is about Liv and Roxanne. The betrayal. The revenge. The unfinished story. The bigger picture now, the real question, what happens next? Because Liv Morgan's return doesn't just shake up Raw, it shakes up the entire women's division. Does this mean Liv is turning heel? Will she target championships, or is this war with Roxanne and Raquel personal? Could we be heading toward a triple threat war at a major pay-per-view? One thing is clear, WWE has given us the spark of something massive, something dangerous, something unpredictable. And if they play this right, Liv Morgan's return could redefine the women's division for years to come. But if they fumble it, if they bury her again, if they make her look weak, if they let Roxanne and Raquel stand tall too quickly, then this could go down as yet another wasted return, another betrayal of fan loyalty. The WWE Universe is still buzzing from Liv Morgan's shocking return. But after the dust settles, after the clips stop trending, and after the chants fade, the real question remains, what's next? Because this isn't just another return. This isn't just another feud. This is WWE playing with fire. Liv Morgan's story isn't just personal, it's a war against betrayal, a war against disrespect, and a war against the very system that left her behind. And if WWE doesn't handle this right, they're not just risking Liv's career, they're risking the entire credibility of their women's division. The fallout for Roxanne and Raquel. Let's start with the victims, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. For months, WWE has been building Roxanne as the future, the prodigy, the one who came from NXT with a rocket strapped to her back. Fans were told she was the next big thing, the next Bayley, the next Sasha Banks, the next face of the division. And what happened? She aligned herself with Raquel, used Liv Morgan's absence to elevate her own star, and embraced the spotlight that wasn't hers to begin with. But now, Liv Morgan's return just shattered that image. Roxanne looked weak, vulnerable, exposed. The girl who bragged about being the future just got torn apart by the past she thought she left behind. And for the first time, fans saw cracks in her armor. Raquel? She didn't come out much better. WWE has been desperate to make her a powerhouse, but every time they push her, she gets overshadowed. And tonight, she wasn't the dominant force. She wasn't the protector. She was the victim. Liv Morgan dropped her like she was nothing, and now her credibility is on life support. That's the beauty and the cruelty of this storyline. In one night, WWE flipped the power dynamic. Roxanne and Raquel went from the predators to the prey. The WrestleMania implications. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, WrestleMania season. Before Liv's return, the women's division picture was predictable. Rhea Ripley was set to dominate on Raw, Bianca Belair was expected to shine on SmackDown, and Roxanne was being groomed for a major spotlight moment. But now, everything's changed. Could we be heading toward a triple threat showdown between Liv, Roxanne, and Raquel? Could Liv actually steal Roxanne's spot and headline WrestleMania instead? Or could WWE pull the trigger on something even bigger, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, with Roxanne and Raquel caught in the crossfire? The possibilities are endless. But here's the catch, WWE has to get it right. If they make Liv's return just another roadblock for Roxanne, fans will riot. If they make Roxanne and Raquel suddenly stand tall again and bury Liv's momentum, fans will tune out. This storyline needs to be personal. It needs to be violent. It needs to feel like every single match is a fight for survival, not just another scripted dance. Because if Liv Morgan's revenge doesn't feel real, fans won't buy it. The backstage politics, and let's be honest, this feud isn't just playing out on TV. It's playing out behind the curtain too. Roxanne Perez is a Triple H favorite. She's been groomed for stardom since her NXT days. She's young, talented, and marketable. WWE sees her as the future. Raquel Rodriguez? She's Vince's kind of superstar, tall, powerful, intimidating. Even though Vince has less pull now, that shadow still lingers. And Liv Morgan? She's the wild card. She wasn't supposed to succeed. She wasn't supposed to get over. But she did. Through sheer willpower, fan support, and years of grinding, she forced WWE to notice her. But the moment she got hurt, the moment she was vulnerable, WWE replaced her. Now she's back. And make no mistake, Liv isn't just fighting Roxanne and Raquel. She's fighting the system that abandoned her. She's fighting creative decisions that never truly believed in her. And if the whispers are true, she's fighting for her career. Because backstage insiders say this might be her last shot. If this feud doesn't get over, if fans don't stay behind her, WWE may pull the plug on Liv Morgan for good. That's what makes this return so dangerous. This isn't just a storyline. This is a make or break moment. Fans divided. The new Liv Morgan. Here's where it gets messy. The fans. Half the WWE universe loves this new Liv. They see the rage. They see the fire. They see a woman who's finally stopped playing nice and started fighting for herself. To them, this is the Liv Morgan they've been begging for, a ruthless, unpredictable anti-hero who doesn't care about smiles and hugs anymore. The other half? They're disgusted. They say Liv has gone too far. They call her bitter, toxic, even jealous. They accuse her of ruining her own comeback by turning into a villain. And that's exactly the reaction WWE wanted. They wanted chaos. They wanted division. They wanted fans to fight online, to debate, to scream, to trend hashtags. And they got it. Because right now, Liv Morgan is the most talked about star in the women's division. Will WWE ruin this too? But here's the real danger. WWE has a history of screwing this up. They've fumbled women's storylines time and time again. They've built stars only to bury them months later. They've teased massive moments only to deliver half-baked payoffs. Fans are already nervous. They're asking, will Liv actually get her revenge? Or is this just another trap to make Roxanne and Raquel look stronger? Because if Liv loses this feud, if she comes back just to be defeated, then her entire return will have been pointless. And worse, it will kill her credibility for good. But if WWE is smart, if they let Liv embrace this darker side, if they let her destroy the women who betrayed her and rise as a true anti-hero, then this could be the moment that saves her career. The legacy question. At the end of the day, this all comes down to one thing: legacy. Liv Morgan has spent years clawing for respect. She's been doubted, dismissed, and discarded more times than anyone else on the roster. But through it all, she never stopped fighting. And this return proves one thing: Liv Morgan isn't here to be a footnote. She isn't here to be forgotten. She's here to burn the system that betrayed her. The only question now is whether WWE will let her. Because if they don't, if they waste this return, if they sacrifice her to protect their chosen ones, then Liv's career may never recover. But if they get it right, if they let Liv Morgan unleash hell, if they let her tear through Roxanne and Raquel like the vengeful storm she's become, then this could be the start of something bigger than any of us imagined. Not just a comeback, not just a revenge story, but the rise of the most dangerous woman in WWE. The final word. So here we are. Liv Morgan has returned. She's attacked Roxanne Perez. She's destroyed Raquel Rodriguez. She's reignited a fire that WWE tried to extinguish. The WWE universe is divided. The locker room is shaken. The women's division has been turned upside down. And now, the only thing left to ask is this: has Liv Morgan finally taken control of her destiny? Or has WWE set her up for the biggest heartbreak of her career?